Scraps can be helpful. You can always use your fingers on your toes. Most of us have
Sometimes he's a musician too, so he's on
it depends on whether I get a better job somewhere that's
Mondays could be actually a nice day.
right now I'm not finding it.
What's good, phone?
I just live at the base of the
Getting another job will,
Nice.
some amount of
Yeah, so, yeah, you're really figuring out awesome today.
In theory.
I also live the base of by Heritage Square.
changes. I will try to continue teaching, but it might be at a different time.
Like I made next part
Just new here. Just new.
I moved here seriously from New York City. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all back then. I moved to ski. I don't ski anymore, but I do all these other things.
Yeah, I ski, but I can't find anyone to ski with me. So I guess if I didn't ski,
Just go up on my own and take lessons.
Oh, it's the best. I had a friend like about 20 years ago. We used to get passes to Winter Park just during the week.
Right.
We have the mountains and stuff. It is so much fun. It's so crowded. I haven't even been there during the week, so it's crowded too. So it was one long class and like so many things.
But you know, it's not that. I didn't enjoy it, but it's not that traffic or whatever the enemies continue. You're just like interest shift.
Yeah.
Whether it's rock climbing, mountain biking, motor sports, and I get back into my mountain biking this year. Get my quads strong.
Before we get started in a couple minutes, if I haven't met you, my name is Dan. And so if you're new and have not met me before, a block would be helpful. And so can a strap there in the back. Straps are on blocks that have avocados on it over by the mats, and blocks are in the grace out. If there are any left. Everything I do, you can also do without a prop. Just sometimes they're really helpful. Okay, and it is 10. So again, my name is Dan. I am 6'8", so I'm really hard to see. There's a lot of people here, so you can stagger and spread out a little bit. Help your neighbor feel comfortable. That would be ideal. I teach Mondays and Wednesdays. Mondays are a little bit slower and stretchier. Wednesdays are a little bit more flow and smooth with each breath type of a class. So this will be a little bit more active if you only come on a Wednesday. Sorry, Monday. I will not be here on Monday of next week. I don't think that there's a sub yet, so if the only reason you come is to go to yoga, maybe call ahead. And last thing, if there's ever anything that I'm teaching in the class today that your body says no thank you to, don't feel like you have to do it. You're always welcome to return to something we've done previously or something you know from a previous experience in yoga. Don't feel like you have to be with the class on every single bit. This is your body, your experience. We're all in a little bit of a different place. Okay. We begin with a little bit of meditation. Find your sitting bones, 2 points of pressure in your seat. And then stack your spine directly above those 2 points. Root down into your mat as your head rises up towards the ceiling. Come to your breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale with a whispered ah. We tend to call yoga in the Western world. There's only one of 8 branches of yoga. And it's asana practice or position practice. The goal of asana practice is to enable your body to be balanced and healthy so that practice of meditation and sitting still for long periods of time is possible. Bring your awareness back to the room. Then place your right hand on your left knee, your left hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, turn to look over your shoulder at the back of the room. Look for length along your spine even as you twist. And look to deepen your twist with each exhale. Exhale and release. Switch sides. Place your left hand on your right knee, your right hand behind you. Inhale, look over your left, your right shoulder at the back. Exhale and release. Inhale, bring both arms overhead. Exhale, bow down and forward, and release your forehead towards your ankles. Bring your hands back towards you. Inhale and sit up. Bring your hands behind you. Clasp your hands together. Straighten your elbows. Look up towards the ceiling and broaden your shoulders. And move your hands away from your lower back. Exhale and release. Switch your feet. And then inhale, bring both arms overhead. Exhale, bow down your foreheads. And notice if there's a difference between your hips. Bring your hands back towards you. Inhale, sit up. Extend your right leg out to the right. Bring the sole of your left foot into your inner thigh. Place your left hand behind you and to the left. And then inhale, lift your hips, come up on your knee, and reach back with your right hand. Exhale, sit down, and stretch towards your extended leg. Exhale, release. Inhale, sit up, clench your left hand behind you. And on your next inhale, reach back and lift your hips. Exhale, sit down, and stretch. Option, bring your left hand to the outside of your right foot, place your right hand behind you, and turn this into a twist. Exhale, release. Sit up, switch your feet. And place your right hand behind you and to the right. Inhale, reach back, come up on your knee. Exhale, sit down, and stretch towards your extended foot. Exhale, release, place your right hand behind you. Inhale, lift your hips, reach back. Exhale, sit down and stretch. Option to take your right hand to the outside of your left foot, your left hand behind you, and turn this into a twist. Exhale, release. Sit up. Bring your feet in front of you with your soles of your feet together. Scoot your heels in close. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, round down and forwards. Use your elbows to press out on your inner thighs for a great stretch. Forgot to mention, as an all-level geometry class, I will be giving some different options. I will usually start with the simplest and easiest option, and then give more progressive and more challenging options to follow. You're welcome to do whatever you want. Inhale and sit up. Spread your legs wide into a straddle seat. And then inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, reach down and forward, and release your forehead towards the floor. And use your legs to help bring your torso forward, or have your hands behind you and press your torso forward. inhale and sit up. Bring the soles of your feet together in front of you, a ways away from you this time with your big diamonds. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, release down and forward. And use your elbows to press down on your legs for more of a stretch in your outer hip. If you're not feeling a whole lot, also sneak your hands underneath your legs and really bring your forehead down towards your ankles. And inhale, sit up. Bring your knees together in front of you. Bring your hands back under your thighs, right by your knees. Then on an inhale, sit back onto your tailbone and lift your feet into boat. You may remain here, or bring your arms out to the side. Also option to straighten your knees. And then exhale and release. Work your way into tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your hands, your hips over your knees. Spread your fingers and engage your fingertips into the mat. Then on an exhale, arch your back like a cat. Inhale, release your belly, look up. Continue cat-cow with your breath at your own pace. 5 of each position. And then meet with the neutral back. Find a neutral back. Then on your next inhale, lift your right arm out to the right, up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle, bring your right elbow next to your left knee. Look up underneath your arm and work your left hand forward. Come to the back of your head, look straight up to the ceiling past your armpit. And press your right elbow into the mat for a stretch in your neck and shoulder. And bring your left hand back underneath your left shoulder. And on an exhale, press through your left hand, open up to the right. And bring your right leg into a side plank as well. Option to remain here, or lift your leg off the ground. If you have your right leg up, also option to bend your right knee. And find a little back bend. If you're in the back bend, release your ankle, open up, and then everyone exhale and return to a tabletop position. Spread your knees mat width apart, big toes together, and then exhale, send your hips back towards your heels, and release down into a child's pose. This is always a fantastic option to return to. If something we're doing later on is not landing in your body. Exhale, return to tabletop position. Readjust your hands and knees. Then inhale, lift your left hand out to the left, up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle. Bring your left elbow next to your right knee. Look up underneath your right side and work your right hand forward into the back of your head. And then press your left elbow into the mat for more of a stretch. Bring your right hand back towards you. Exhale, press through your right hand, open up through the left. Readjust your knee and come into a side plank. Option to lift your left leg. Also option to bend your left knee and find a little back bend. Here in the back bend, release, open up, and then exhale and return to a tabletop position. Inhale, lift your right leg back, out. Exhale, bend your right knee, step between your hands. Lunge. And then inhale, rise up, look towards the ceiling. Exhale, straighten your right leg, point your right toe to the ceiling, and bow your head towards your knee. And find a hamstring stretch on the right side. Inhale, come up and forward. Exhale, bow down and straight. Inhale, up and forward. Exhale, bow and straight. Inhale, come forward, bring your hands together in prayer. And then bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee and turn to the right. Exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. Inhale, lift your right leg back and out. And then exhale, return your right knee next to your left. Dig your toes into the mat. And then send your hips back towards your heels. Come into a toe squat. This is intense, you can always do a little bit forward. Release some pressure. Exhale, return to the tabletop position. Kick back. On your next inhale, lift your left leg back and out. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Then inhale, bring your arms forward and up, rub your chest, look towards the ceiling. Exhale, straighten your left leg, point your toe towards the ceiling, and bow your head towards your knee. Inhale, come up and forward. Exhale, bow and straighten. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, bow and straighten. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, bow Inhale, come forward, bring your hands to the prayer. And then bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee and turn towards the left. And exhale, bring your front foot with your hands. Inhale, lift your left leg back and out. And then exhale, return your left knee next to your right. On your next exhale, turn your heels over, send your hips back and up, and come into downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, walk to your hands. Inhale, rise up halfway. Work your feet mat width apart. Put your toes away from each other. And then exhale, come down into a yoga squat. Put your hands together, prayer between your knees. Option to use your block on its highest setting as a seat. Then release your hands to the mat. Inhale, lift your hips, work your feet together, hip width apart. And then exhale, release into a forward fold. Traditional yoga movement is to come straight up to a standing position from forward fold. If you have experienced lower back pain, my suggestion is to exhale, bend your knees, and sink your hips down. And then everyone inhale, bring your arms out to the side. Exhale, release your hands to heart center. Find your balanced standing position. Center your weight over the arches of your feet. Release your knees slightly forward and your hips slightly back for a more active stance. And shift your weight over your right foot. And then on your next inhale, come into tree. Either kickstand, bring the sole of your foot to your calf, cross your ankle over your knee. Bring the sole of your foot to the inside of your inner thigh. And then bring your hands either into prayer or up in the air. Avoid having pressure from your foot on your standing knee from the side. Exhale and release. Walk it out. And then find your centered, balanced stance. Active stance with your knees forward, your hips slightly back. Shift your weight over your left foot. Then on your next inhale, come into one of your four options. Kickstand, inner calf, crossing your ankle over your knee, or all the way up onto your inner thigh. Then bring your hands either into prayer or up in the air. Find a place in the room that's not moving and let your gaze rest on that point. This is a little bit easier. More of a challenge for the brothers. Exhale. Release. Two more standing poses. Stay on. Balancing poses. Locate your strap. If you run out of straps, you can always use your fingers on your toes. On your feet both. Place the strap underneath your left foot. And then in your left hand, right hand. And then option to extend your left leg. Final option is to swing your left hand down into the back of the room. Turn this into a twist. Also do this with your fingers on your big toe. And release. Walk out. Switch sides. Place your strap underneath your right foot and then in your left hand. Shift your weight over your left foot. And on your next inhale, lift your left knee into a one-legged Tadasana. Bring your right knee, your right hand straight out of the air. And then option to straighten your right knee. Final option is to swing your arm down and back and turn this into a twist. You can always have your fingers on your big toe. And release. Set the strap aside. We're going to be really well balanced today. Find your centered and active standing position. Then shift your weight over your left foot. Sorry, over your right foot. Then on your next inhale, lift both arms up and your left leg into one-legged Tadasana. And then on an exhale, send your arms forward and your leg back. And come into a warrior three. Option to have your hands forward or back like you're flying. Whatever works the best for you. Exhale. Bring your left knee next to your right, and then come back up into a one-legged Tadasana. And release. Walk it out. And then find your active stance. Shift your weight over your left foot. Inhale, lift your right knee, arms into the air. And then exhale. Begin to work your left leg back, force them forward. Reach with your hands, or send them out to the sides like you're flying. Exhale, bend your knee, and come all the way through. One-legged Tadasana, and release. Let's go. Come to the front of your mat. Bring your big toes together. Heels slightly apart. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, send your hips back, knees forward, come into a chair. Inhale, lift your right leg. Come into flamingo. Exhale, step back to a crescent lunge. On an exhale, open up into a warrior two. Readjust your feet so that they form the shape of a T. And glance down at your left knee. Make sure you can see your big toe on the inside of your left knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Option to bend at both elbows, look for a bind, look your back. Exhale, release your left elbow to the inside of your left knee. Inhale, swing your right arm down and around up next to your ear. And come into a side angle pose. Option to bring your left arm underneath your left leg, your right arm behind you, and look for a bind. inside of your left leg. And then release your hands to the inside of your left foot. Turn your right heel up. Inhale, lift your left hand. And come into dragonfly twist. Exhale, release your left hand to the inside of your left foot. And then come down onto your elbows. Option to do this on a block. Also option to release your right knee to the ground. And you're in a lizard. On an exhale, come back up on your hands, extend your elbows, and then place your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Inhale, lift your left leg back and up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your right knee, bring it towards your nose. Inhale, lift back and up. Exhale, bend your left knee, bring it towards your left elbow. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, bend your left knee, bring it towards your right elbow, and then straighten your knee and lift your right hand. Exhale, release your right hand to the ground. Inhale, lift your right left leg, backing up, three-legged dog. And exhale, bend your left knee, bring it behind your left wrist, cross your shin underneath you, and sink your way down into pigeon. Your elbows. Or extend your hands all the way out and release your forehead to the ground. Also, option to shift your weight onto your left hip, especially if your left knee is not liking this position. And bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, straighten your elbows, work towards the ceiling, find a stretch. The front side of your right hip. Bring your block from its highest sitting over your left hand. And begin to work your right leg in towards you. Straighten your left shin so it becomes in line with your right leg. Place your left hand on the block. And then option to bend your right knee, find your right ankle with your right hand, and come into a side pivot. Final option, to drop some close. Exhale, release your hands to the mat. Inhale, lift your right knee. Readjust your hands, and then on your next inhale, lift your left leg back and out. Three-legged dog. Exhale, plant your foot next to your right. Come forward into a plank. Option to come down to your knees as you come down to your chaturanga. Keeping your elbows in close. Inhale, send your heart forward, broaden your chest, cobra, or option to straighten your elbows, come up onto the tops of your toes into an upward facing dog. Exhale, send your hips back up. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, walk or jump to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Work your feet backward apart, toes pointed away from each other. Exhale, come down into a yoga squat. Put your hands together for prayer. Send your heart forward. Broaden your chest. Exhale, release your hands to the mat. Inhale, lift your hips, work your feet back together until they're hip width apart. And then exhale, release into a forward fold. Find your elbows with your hands. Sway side to side. ragdoll. Release your hands back to the mat. And then option to exhale and bend your knees, sink your hips. Then inhale, rise up all the way. Exhale. Release your hands. Nice and good. And we can keep all of that down. Come to the front of your mat. Bring your big toes together. Spread your heels slightly apart. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, send your hips back, knees forward, come into a chair. Inhale, lift your left foot up. When we go, exhale, step back into a crescent lunge. On your next exhale, open up into a warrior two. Glance down at your right knee. Make sure you can see your big toe on the inside of your right knee. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Option to bend at both elbows. Look for a bind in the center of your back. And exhale, release your right elbow to the inside of your right knee. Inhale, swing your left arm down and around, next to your ear, and come into a side angle pose. From this position, option to sneak your right hand underneath your right leg, your left hand around your back, and find a bind. Exhale, release both hands to the inside of your right foot. Turn your left heel up. Inhale, lift your right hands and come into a dragonfly twist. And then exhale, release your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Come down to your elbows or come down onto a block. Also option to release your left knee. Exhale, return your hands. Lift your left knee and place your right hand on the outside of your right foot. Inhale, lift your right leg, back it up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your right knee, bring it towards your nose. Inhale, lift your right leg back up. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale and lift. And exhale, bring your right knee to your next left elbow, straighten your leg. And then lift your left hand. Exhale, replace your left hand to the ground. Inhale, lift your right leg back and up. Exhale, bend your right knee, bring it behind your right wrist. Cross your shin underneath you. And sink your hips down into a pigeon. Come to your elbows, or extend your hands out all the way and release your forehead to the ground. Also option to shift your weight onto your right hip if this is intense on your right knee.
Exercise room closed.
Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Exhale, straighten your elbows upwards. Ceiling. Broaden your chest. Find a stretch on the front side of your left hip. And then place your block in front of your right hand on its highest setting. Begin to work your left knee in towards you. Straighten your right shin so it becomes in line with your left leg. And then place your right hand on the block. An option to bend your left knee. Find your left ankle with your left hand. Final option. exalted pose. And release your hands to the mat. Lift your left knee. And on your next inhale, lift your right leg back now. Three-legged dog. Exhale. Plant your right foot next to your left. Walk your dog. Inhale, come forward into a plank. Option bend down your knees. As we exhale, downward chaturanga. All the way to the ground. And on your next inhale, bring your arms out. Lift your chest, lift your toes, and come into locust. Option to bend both knees, find your ankles with your hands, and come into a bow. And exhale and release. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. On your next exhale, send your hips back towards your heels. Spread your knees mat width apart. And release into a child's pose. Option, bring both hands together in prayer in front of you. And then bend at both elbows. And bring your thumbs to the back of your neck. For a tricep stretch, press your elbows into the mat. Release your hands to the mat. Come on an exhale. Begin to work your way up. Bring your knees together. Sit up. Inhale. Bring both arms out wide. Exhale. Cross your elbows in front of you. And come into eagle arms. Or give yourself a big hug. Remember which elbow's on top. Exhale, release. Inhale, open your arms wide. Exhale, cross your elbow, other elbow on top, and come into eagle arms, other direction. Exhale and release. Find your block. And come into the other position. With your knees back apart. Place the block between your ankles. On either of the two lowest settings. You're going to come into hero. And then send your hips towards the block as you do so. Move the calf, the flesh of your calves out to the side. If you feel like you can make it all the way down to the seat, your seat to the mat, without the block, you're welcome to do that. You come into hero. You might either remain here, or begin to lean back so your elbows are on the mat. And then release your head back. If you have your seat on the ground, feel like you can lift your arms overhead all the way, you're welcome to do so. exhale, begin to work your way up. Come up on your knees, remove the block, bring your knees and toes together. And then exhale, send your hips back towards your heels, bow down, and bring your hands next to your feet, toes pointed in, toes pointed up. And you're in embryo. Turn your hands, find your heels with your hands. And then on an exhale, send your torso forward until your head is covering above the ground. Grab it. Exhale and release. Work your way into a seated position. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Option one is to have your hands back behind you. Help you find a straight spine. And then on an exhale, press forward, sending your chest toward your knees. Option two is to inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, reach for your toes. You may also do this with a strap around the bottom. Have your hands under toes and notice your knees are starting to point away from each other. For a deeper stretch, roll your knees so that they're pointing towards the ceiling. Inhale, sit up. Work your way into your back. Walk these legs up the wall instead of a shoulder stand. Have your block handy. Come into legs up the wall, bend your knees. Bring your feet close to you on an inhale. Lift your hips, place your block underneath your hips. And then on your next inhale, lift your feet to look at the wings straight up. Just come into a shoulder stand. No need for a block. I'm going to get a little bit of rocking going on. And then bring your hands to your lower back. Extend your legs up and form a tripod between your head and your elbows. When you're in this position, keep your neck neutral. Don't look side to side. You may have your feet in any position. If you'd like to work your way into a plow, again, extending your feet past your head towards the floor above you. And there's a little moment where you have to trust that you're not going to tip over, where you let yourself tip over and your feet hit the ground. If you're in plow, inhale and return to a shoulder stand. And then exhale, come all the way down. If you are in, legs up the wall, release your feet to the ground. Inhale, lift your hips, remove the block. And exhale, release your hips to the ground. Bend your knees, bring them in close to you. Find some circles with your knees to massage your lower back. Go both directions. And then begin to work your way into Shavasana. Drag your shoulder blades together, down your back. Release your toes away from each other. Unfocus or shut your eyes. And then return to your breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale with a whispered ah. On your exhales, allow yourself to release tension. Check out your jaw. Your throat. And the circles around your eyes. Return to the room. Allow yourself any movement your body's asking for. Be in a seated position. Word namaste is a deeper meaning than just a salutation. It recognizes our shared humanity and our shared spark of divinity. Thank you for joining in group practice today. The light in me sees and respects the light in him. Namaste.
Oh my, that was really.
That was a word.
That is awesome.
I didn't get my birthdays.
Take it up with us.
Most of my classes ended up being during the pandemic, so it was remote.
Yeah.
My defense is on, so I'm pretty much done.
Okay. So we have a daughter who's studying music and acoustic engineering. She's now getting a PhD.
So go to Lynn.
Every single area. And hers is,
Oh, okay.
well, I kind of postponed it.
Okay, okay.
Sometimes
Makes
it's
sense. Oh dear. I used to be a programmer.
But I did take 6 years off.
Yeah, I mean, I left voluntarily. I was tired of cubicles. I ended up being a full-time wedding photographer.
Very
one of my favorite places in the world. I mean, that's so beautiful.
Get on my mountain bike, just to spin out there. Walking, you know, I'm up to about a mile and a half. Good ultra boots, you know, ultra speed. Those are nice wide. Yeah. Fit, fill. Yes. Nice. Ultra ran into me too, very similar. In fact, they have like ultra wide fronts, regular and narrow, and shoes. So, well, they already ordered 2 pairs, I'm already 300 into it. Yeah. Like golden fish. Yeah. Yes. Sweet. Thank you.
Have a great time with the concert. Yay.